Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands together if you are ready to get the show started. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to Disabled Podcast. I'm your host, Eli, co-host Fredy from Zoom.
Yo, what's up? We're back live again. We're in a professional recording studio.
Yeah.
So let me just show the viewers what we're working with, you know? We gotta brag a little bit. So this is my little setup here.
Nice.
See the little setup, you know?
Nice.
We're working, you know what I mean? We gotta up the quality, you know?
Of
AirPods
light.
work right, but we gotta step up our game, you know? We're not playing out here.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, you know? So we're doing big things. How was your weekend, bro? What did you do? Talk to me.
We're good. I watch a lot of football games from 1 o'clock to like 11.
We
watch a lot of football, a lot of good games. And yeah, man, everything's good. I got my Colombian candy. Appreciate that.
Hey, yes, sir.
That was huge.
You know, I had to pull up on Eli. I went to Colombia for my trip, and every time I go to Colombia, it's not even up to me no more. Like my family, they know Eli loves his candy.
Absolutely.
So they make sure I take like a few bags with me.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So we got that for you. And we watched a lot of football. I pulled up to the crib at like 4. We watched the
Chiefs game and we watched the Texans
the Houston
and Bears game. Yes.
Yes, we did watch that. So my weekend was good. I got a new client.
Nice.
Which is dope.
Nice.
My client has CP as well.
Nice. Okay.
So he has mild CP. So his CP is more like upper body, right side of his body.
Right.
Compared to us, it's more like lower body.
Lower body. Right.
So that was interesting. And I don't know if it's like a thing, but every time we find CP people, we like bond. It's like an instant bond.
It's like
I knew him for years.
Nice.
You
Okay.
know? So he's very able.
Right.
He's 30. He works a high paying job. He does like business negotiation, contract deals. So yeah, that's what's up. Like, so now I'm helping him like lose weight, help out with like, you know, PT.
Does he have a specific goal that he's trying to reach?
He wants to increase like his range of motion.
Okay.
And then he has 30% body fat, so he wants to lose as much as possible.
Okay.
He wants to look a little leaner, look better.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's a goal. That's our main two goals. You know?
Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm proud of you guys for that. Keep it up.
Yeah. So even when I met him, the first hour we just talking about like what we had similar growing up with CP, how we basically found out about it. And like, it was a lot. Like I kind of like that, you know. And we were both excited that we had CP. It was weird, but it was a good excited, you know.
Right.
But yeah. So that was my weekend. I went to a lifting community kind of get together. Mm-hmm. It's like a meet and greet. They had a bunch in New York City, Lower Manhattan. They had like a Gymshark, which is it's like a gym brand that like sells gym clothes.
Right.
They had a meet and greet with all these bunch of fitness influencers on social media. And they had like a center where you could go buy gym clothes, meet with them, talk to them. And then they had outside, since it was hot still, they had a bunch of like lifting equipment. So they had like a deadlift section, they had a bench section, they had squats, they had people running on the treadmills, like outside. It was a really dope experience. Like I've never seen that before. Like just a community, people just like lifting heavy weight, people just you meeting, interacting with people. And then like encouraging them to like lift heavier, like do, you know, come on, let's do it. Like you got it, let's go. Like there was a lot of that going on, which is cool. Right. You know, and what really shocked me was like the impact that I saw from like the influencers, like a lot of people like started crying. They were like, "You're the reason why I look this way. Like you inspired me to look better, be healthier, stuff like that." Like that was crazy.
Wow.
Seeing that
Okay.
in person was like a thing, and this is like grown people from all ages, all over the world.
So it's sort of like
Yeah.
what's that show that used to come on back in the day? What was it called? Biggest Loser.
Yeah. Sort of like that. I mean, but it was just like a get together, you know?
Right. Right. It
You
wasn't
know?
like a
So,
contest, but it was something similar to that.
yeah. It was just people like, they had like, it was just a day to go work out with a bunch of people. So
Right.
that's why I felt like,
Right.
So
Exactly.
that was dope. And it was
Yeah, man.
free. You can't beat free.
Can't be free.
Yeah, you can't beat free.
All right, so let's get into these games. The first game we had was the Bills versus Dolphins. Bills won that 31-10. Josh Allen had some dimes to Devin Cook for some touchdowns. And the Bills kind of just looked like they had the Dolphins' number pretty much the whole game out. Tua threw 2 picks. One of the picks was a pick 6. And he looked not himself. But when you have a team's number, like how the Bills have the Dolphins' number, I wasn't really expecting a different result.
I picked the Dolphins for this game mainly because the Dolphins.
And you're a Miami native.
Yeah, I'm a Miami native. So the Dolphins, they had a tough win against Jacksonville. So I'm like, okay, it was a tough win. Like it wasn't pretty. It wasn't like but I was like, okay, like maybe the Bills scoring 40 points against Saints was a fluke. Like maybe
Not the Saints, but the
was the Saints.
no, it was it had to be like the
What was the Saints?
Cardinals.
Oh, it was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. Yeah, like 30 something points against Cardinals. I was like, oh, it's the Cardinals. Maybe it was a fluke. Like,
Right.
Dolphins defense is way better than the Cardinals, so that's why I picked the Dolphins. I was
Got
wrong. So it was more me not believing in the Bills than anything.
And I'm pretty sure when you made that pick, you didn't know about the game history, like the Bills owning the Dolphins, correct?
Yeah, I didn't know that going in. I was thinking, yeah, like we can base off that, but then there's new personnel, there's new people on teams, like all of that like is a good indicator, but it's not like there to say so. Maybe things will turn around. But Tua, also we didn't expect Tua to go down with another concussion.
Right, and that was at the end of the
So
game.
we did. That was at towards the end, like third quarter ish.
Right. Right.
The game was almost pretty much out of reach.
By that point, yeah.
By that point, but the fact that he had another question, and I think this is his 4th one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. He had
Throughout
1
his
in
entire
Alabama
career.
and then 3 in the NFL.
Yeah, which is crazy. Look, a lot of people are saying that he should retire.
He should.
He
absolutely should.
is he going to
but
retire? In my
No.
opinion,
No. He already stated that he wasn't going to retire on Sunday.
Yeah, so he's not going to retire. He's going to pass the NFL concussion protocol because the NFL wants him to pass it because they don't want to guarantee the $50 million contract that
Buyout
he
contract?
just signed. Yeah, because if you don't pass it, like let's say you don't pass the concussion protocol,
Right.
and you're basically medically forced to retire. Like he may say that he doesn't want to retire, but they're not,
Right, because at this point, everybody's saying it's
yeah.
up to the medical team to
Yeah,
decide.
it's up to medical. If the medical team decides, like, hey, you might not want to retire, but the numbers and all the metrics and all the tests say you should retire.
Right.
So if he's medically forced to retire against his will, the NFL has to pay out the contract. Whether it's Dolphins or I don't know who pays it. I think the Dolphins don't pay it. I think it's the NFL, like the NFL.
Right.
They pay it, but still, they don't want to pay that. I'm telling you
And
now. They just don't.
when I keep rewatching the play at the time, to be honest with you, there was no there was no space in between him and DeMar Hamlin for him to even slide and save his head.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying he should have slid even way before because he knew
But at the
Hamlin
time,
was
he
coming.
was fighting for the first down.
Yeah, he was fine for the first time, but a lot of people were saying you saw him coming, you should have just slid.
Yeah, but it was
Your first reaction is slide.
there was no space for him to technically,
was-
because if he slides and DeMar Hamlin hits him, that's also still going to be a head-to-head contact. Now, granted, it was head-to-head to not head-to-head, but it was head to
It was like
but
forearm, yeah.
but
It would have
even
been,
if
people were
it-
saying it would have been less of a crash.
right, if he
It
had
would have been
slid
less
earlier.
of a crash if he had slid earlier. Well,
Yeah.
these things you don't really know, and even the crash itself, it looked like a regular play, but it wasn't until he tried to like get up again where it's just like, he did this little jerk thing where
Yeah,
like
with his hand.
he
Yeah.
like tried to get up, but then like forced his way back down. Like it was weird.
Right.
But it's very unfortunate. You know, the best availability is being available.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so
And
clearly, the Dolphins are gonna go as high as Tua takes them.
yeah, and they just signed Huntley from the Browns practice squad as their, I guess, starter. He was a backup
Yeah.
to Lamar Jackson a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
But that's what I'm saying. Like they didn't, they were fully committed. They gave him that contract.
right.
It's just really unfortunate, Like now we don't know. Like even if he comes back, let's say 85%, 90%, like in a clutch game, like is he gonna have the
wherewithal to really execute.
wherewithal to make the right decisions? Because if it's a blowout or like it's a commanding lead, he can hold down the fort. Even if he's 85, 90%. But if the game is clutch and you need this win, is Tua gonna give you that game-winning drive, make the right decisions, like all of that? That's all mental. Like half of that battle
Yeah.
to do that score, that like last-minute drive is all mental.
Yeah, and then
So-
not to mention if you have like how many times can he try to avoid not having a concussion protocol situation?
Yeah.
So
And even then, it's just like, what do you do on a like protective side? Like, do you put more padding on his helmet?
helmet,
Like,
right.
Does that make a difference? Like, like
And ultimately too, it's his style of play along with his NFL size. He's not a big quarterback, so it kind of puts him in danger when he goes outside the pocket and he's trying to
he's a
fight for
lefty.
extra yards. It's not like a Russell Wilson or a Drew Brees where they're just gonna go left or right and then throw it 20 yards. He's going outside the pocket and trying to either stiff arm or
he's trying to Lamar.
use the defender's
Trying to
weight
do
to get the extra yards, like on a collision.
He's trying to do Lamar, but
Right.
Lamar's body's built for that.
Right.
Better
Or
than-
like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen where they're bigger quarterbacks and they can take the hit. And they're not going to put themselves in a situation where they get a concussion protocol.
Yeah.
So,
Because even Mahomes, like he'll run out of bounds.
Right.
The one that's kind of been lucky has been Josh. Because I ain't gonna lie to you,
Yeah,
there's a lot
but
of,
it's his size. His size, he has a Big
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger size to him where you're not going to just... You half the time you can't even try to sack him because he's that big. He's either going to fight you off or if he fights for extra yards, he's going to run right through you to where he's going
and
to
you
bounce
gotta
back
think
out.
Tua's a lefty. So like his point of view to make certain throws is just different than
Other
most
quarterbacks, yeah.
like he has to react, a little bit different because he's looking from a different angle.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just sucks, man, because the Dolphins, they have a good squad. Like their defense is not that good like it used to be, but they have a good offensive squad. But because Tua hasn't
But
been,
even before the injury, even before the incident, I was saying Tua was overrated because he just has a bunch of fast weapons around him. He's not a great quarterback to really take the franchise to another level. It's really Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and Mustard behind him.
which is fine. Like if all I need you to do is throw it 20 yards and then they're gonna do the rest, you
True.
gotta make that throw every single time.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. Where it's just like, it's just tough, bro.
Yeah, good point. Well, wishes to Tua on his speedy recovery and good
Yeah, for sure.
big win for the Buffalo Bills at
Yeah,
2-0.
big win for the Bills. Big win for the Bills. Especially me, I was a doubter, but now
Yeah, for sure.
it's
For
looking
sure.
like, it's still
Yeah.
early, but it's looking
Yeah,
good.
it's still early. We get it. We had the game of the week against last week with the Chiefs and the Bengals. These two teams do not like each other. But the
they really
Chiefs
don't.
pulled it out 26-25. Patrick had an all-time game low with passing yards. He threw for 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. And Joe Burrow threw for 258 and 2 touchdowns. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes pretty much the whole game. If it wasn't for
Which is interesting because I don't know why, but Joe Burrow, he always starts slow. I feel like he always starts slow every game.
This is their third consecutive season where they're 0-2.
No, but I'm saying like even in the tempo of the game, like he'll have like four 3-and-outs, and then he'll just turn up before he like really like, feels like he's trying a little harder.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the scoop and score, the fumble that Joe Burrow had that ended up giving the Chiefs a touchdown, I pretty much believe that the Bengals probably would have won the game. Because that turnover swung it back over to the Chiefs' side. And then they just traded field goals at the end. Also, the PI call, that was a clear defensive pass interference. I understand if you don't want to call it, but that was a clear pass interference.
Yeah.
No
But because
question.
people were saying on the defensive side, why would you jump up if
the ball's out of reach?
If you didn't think you had a chance of grabbing the ball, why would you jump up? Like, why would you basically call it if the chance of the defensive player trying to catch the ball is pretty much 50-50 with the offensive player, even though there was contact? That's what analysts were saying this morning, but I don't know.
With the PI call. So they're not,
With the PI call, yeah.
You're talking. They're not criticizing the call. They're criticizing the timing of it.
The timing of basically.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
And a lot of people were saying too on the previous play there was a face mask from the defense that they didn't call.
No, that was the face mask was on us, which they did call that. That's what made it 4th and 16.
The one before on defense, there was a play, like really before the PI call, that same play on the defensive line, there was another face mask call that the refs did not call. When you look at when they were going through the highlights.
So you're saying there was 2 on the Kansas City Chiefs, or you're saying
no? There was 2 on the Bengals.
Oh.
There was basically how it should have gone was face mask, then PI call.
Got it. Which would have offset.
So you caught a break on the face mask.
Which would have offset the play, and they would have just restarted the play.
No, what I'm saying is you caught a break on the face mask because they didn't call it, and then you do the PI, and then they call the PI.
But they did call the face mask on that play.
No, they called the face mask earlier. I'm talking about right before.
Which made it 4th and 16.
Which made it 4th and 16, but I'm saying the one before that, the one before the 4th and 16.
No, it was right. Because it was already 4th and 6. On the 4th and 6, he threw it to Rice wide open, and then that got taken back because there was a face mask on the Chiefs, which made it 4th and 16.
On the Chiefs, yes, but I'm saying before the PI call on defense, I'm talking about the Bengals. There was a face mask on the defensive side.
On the Bengals,
they did not call. On the Bengals, before the
PI
call.
Either way, that would have benefited the Chiefs. That would have benefited the Chiefs.
Either way, it would have benefited the Chiefs. That's what I'm trying to say. It would have benefited the Chiefs. So they didn't call the face mask, but they did call the PI.
Oh, the PI call, right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as my dad
said,
a
win is a win. A win is a win.
A win is a win. You got to be good, healthy, and lucky. The Chiefs have been lucky 2 weeks in a row. They're 2-0. Bengals are 0-2.
And which is really interesting to me, and I feel like Mahomes, he has to tighten up just a tad bit because I feel like he's playing and he don't care about stats. which is fine. You shouldn't care about the stats at this point.
At this point, okay. Yeah,
But
because
do
you're
not
chasing
this
you're-
interception vibe that I'm getting. He's just throwing it. You know how last year he would throw it, he would get pissed as hell.
Yeah.
Like, you could see it on time. He would like start cursing at everybody, just be mad.
Yeah. Well, no, that was
You don't-
because he was mad at Tony. Tony was messing up on a lot of his routes.
No, but in the emotion of the game, he would just get upset.
Yeah.
Now he throw a pick and he just walks to the sideline like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Like the emotion side of it, I'm not seeing the same kind of fiery urgency. Like, come on, like, like I'm not seeing that same sort of, maybe the cameras are not catching it. Maybe we need a behind the scenes clip.
Well, I do know
But,
they need to get with Pacheco being out, they need to get Kelsey more involved because he's had 4 targets for like 4 yards.
100%.
Now, granted, I get it because you are
Granted, he's
facing
been double teamed.
that, and two, you're playing the 2 best defensive teams theoretically with the Bengals and the Ravens. So this week they'll face the Falcons, and we'll see how. I think they'll play a lot better with the Falcons over the Ravens and the Bengals, and hopefully you can get Chelsea more involved, or you can just blame it on the Taylor Swift effect because it's giving off that Kim Kardashian. I'm dating a Kardashian, but my stats are like plummeting to the ground. Talking about what
No,
Kelsey
I just
and
think
Taylor's.
I just think they're thinking, well, we're just gonna eliminate Kelsey and just hope he beat us with everybody else.
Well, everybody else, yeah.
Like we're gonna double, triple Kelsey at times, and he's gonna have to beat us with everybody else.
Right.
That's why it hurts. It hurts that we don't have Hollywood Brown. Like that
Right.
sucks.
And with him being out for the season, yeah. And then
And
since
Juju
we already-
Smith-Schuster is washed.
say it again.
Juju Smith-Schuster is washed.
Yeah. But I still think he'll come up clutch in like either a clutch game or like a playoff game.
I think they gotta involve Hartman a little bit more because Hartman is just getting the punt returns.
I can
need
agree.
him to,
I can
like,
agree.
I need him to do because now you need him. Like now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Since we're still on the game, Pacheco got hurt on the final drive or the previous drive before the final drive. His knee went backwards. They said that he fractured his fibula. He got more X-rays. He'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So now, with that being
sucks.
done, they
did sign the backup of the Bengals. Speaking of the Bengals, they did sign the backup of the Bengals in the offseason. He was the backup to.
Prince. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But they will visit with Kareem Hunt today. I believe they did it today.
Okay.
Andy Reid might look to reunite with him and bring him back. Now, granted, he won't be the same Kareem Hunt that they had back in 2017.
Yeah, obviously.
Because he's 29 years old. But if he can hold down
he's still young. He's still young, bro.
Yeah, and if he can hold down the fort until Pacheco comes back, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that would be clutch. And because he could catch some patches out of the backfield.
In the backfield and then, go for 20 yards with the screen passes and whatnot. But we have to see if he's in game shape because if not, they're going to have to move off of him and probably re-sign one of their old backs that's still a free agent now.
We know they're going to stick with the rookie who fumbled.
Yeah.
The one with the blind. They're going to stick with him.
Steele. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to stick with him and they're going to stick with that backup they got. But I like this Hunt vibe. I like it.
I do too. And obviously, don't get me wrong, it's still going to be a huge loss for Pacheco, but it's not going to be as huge as you think because you still have Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Kelsey. As long as you still have those 3, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they technically already got past their hardest schedule with the Bengals and the Ravens because now the next 3 games are going to be the Falcons, Chargers, and the Saints.
Yeah. Even though the Chargers and the Saints games are kind of important.
They're going to be more interesting now if they keep up the winning streak that those 2 teams do have. But if they can sign Kareem Hunt, they'll be fine.
On the Cincinnati side, are we worried that they're 0-2 or we're not worried?
I'm more worried. I don't know because I was thinking about that yesterday too. I don't know which team to be more worried about, either them or the Ravens. I would probably say.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like
who would you pick to be more worried about?
I'm picking the Bengals to be more worried about because everybody's saying Joe Burrow is his best years are underneath him. which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Also, I think
That's crazy.
I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals too, only because that contract extension with Chase is gonna become a cancer to the
Yeah, it's
to
already a
Washington.
problem. It's already a
And
problem. You can
to
tell
be
he's
honest
just
with you,
mad.
not only that, but they didn't re-sign. They franchise tag T Hicks, and that's also going to be a problem to them too.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause
we
he
know
wants to
he's
get paid.
leaving at the end of the year.
He's
at the end of the
leaving,
year.
and then who knows if they're gonna re-sign Chase? Because Ocho from Nightcap a couple of nights ago, he did have a good point. He said when the contract year comes up for Chase, they're gonna look at his numbers and they're gonna be like, well, your numbers are not the same this year to previous years, but to Chase's defense, he's not getting as many targets as he used to get.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's not looking at him to throw him the ball.
Yeah, he's going to the tight end.
He's
a lot
throwing it to the tight
more.
ends now, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be very. I would say the Bengals because I don't think the Ravens are gonna be too concerned. Now the Ravens do have a big game coming up against Dallas, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And the last game we have is the Monday night game, football. We had the Eagles versus the Falcons. That was 22-21. Great game. I think Jalen Hurts came out hot in the first half, and then I think Kirk Cousins came out hot in the second half, and they kind of started to battle each other out for basically whoever gets the ball last is going to win the ball game.
Right.
That catch that Saquon Barkley didn't catch on the 3rd and 3 to get that first down was huge because it gave the Falcons, even though they didn't have many timeouts left, they had a minute and 40 seconds left to get down the field. Not only that, with the new kickoff rule, instead of the ball coming out to the 20, it's now out to the 30, which means in 2 throws, I can get it to the opponent's 45-yard line really quickly, which is exactly what Kirk Cousins did in the last minute. And then they just, as the Eagles defense, one, didn't apply any blitz pressure to Kirk Cousins, and then 2, they were playing that soft defense, and in 3 throws, they got a touchdown. Now you're down by 1 with 30 seconds left, and then Hurts, instead of throwing it 15 yards, he threw a 26-yard bomb that got picked off with Devontae Smith.
Yes.
So it kind of just...
So for me, because people are like, well, Saquon was supposed to catch that.
He was.
You should have gone for it on 4th. They didn't go for it on 4th. They kicked the field goal.
You
So it's like, what do you say?
You think that I'm sorry, you think they should have went for it on 4th and 4?
No.
Oh, okay.
They kicked the field goal. They made it a 6-point game.
Right.
And you trust your defense to get you to stop.
Right.
I don't understand.
Right.
I just don't get it because last year they killed Detroit for keep going in on 4th, especially in the playoffs against San Francisco. Everybody was like,
Yes.
oh, you should have kicked
Yes.
the So now that he does what they look like, not what they want, but the correct thing to do in football in a lot of people's eyes,
Which
kick the field goal, secure your points, trust your defense, yada yada yada. They do that. The defense doesn't come up clutch, then they lose a game.
Right.
Because the thing is too, people were saying that mentally, if they go for it on 4th and they miss it, like they miss the 4th and 6th, Atlanta just has to go for the field goal. So they're mentally,
and then tie the ball game. Yeah.
They're gonna go for the field goal and tie the ball game, go to overtime.
Right.
Who said they were gonna do that?
Right.
Who said, if I have a chance to go down the field and score, I'm gonna go down the field and score.
Now what? Now so right. So you're saying I would rather at least make it a 6-point game to where they need a touchdown. Now mind you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think Kirk Cousins was gonna go down 70 yards and get a touchdown.
We know Kirk Cousins is clutch.
No, but sometimes he's not. Sometimes he'll mess up and throw a pick, and it's just like, what were you looking at on that drive?
In the regular season,
right?
Games like this,
and then that's why.
Clutch.
That's why I said earlier I was surprised that nobody blitzed him with the defense interior, and then they were playing that prevent defense, which my dad hates.
I hate when they play it.
That prevent
they just wait
defense.
They just wait for the clock to run down. I'm like, bro,
right?
And you know how long a minute is?
Yeah. Especially like I said with the new kickoff rules, now the ball's at the 30. You can get the
Yeah.
ball over to the next 40 in 2 throws. And my dad
And
hates the
I
prevent
think they
defense
messed up.
because you just giving them mad yards to eat up before they already in the red zone. Because in
I
3
think
throws,
they
they was already in the red zone, and it's like, okay, now one more throw and we get a touchdown. Ball game's
I
over.
think they mess up. They should have punted to where they had to grab it and run. Because
Talking
that
about
way
in the
you at
landing zone,
least
yeah,
in the
yeah.
yeah.
In the line zone.
That way at least you're shaving off at least 20 seconds.
Right.
So
Right.
because that's the point of the rule.
And to be honest with you, even after the touchdown, you still have 43 seconds left and 2 timeouts if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles. Why are you trying to bomb it to Devontae Smith when all you needed really was 15 yards? But I heard the announcer, Troy Aikman, say, yo, all they needed to get it to the 47, and they can make
47,
it.
and then you kick a field goal with a 50.
Hurts
Because at this point,
Hurts overdid it with the whole
55-yarder
Devontae Smith, though.
Yeah, at this point, a 55-yard field goal is like normal.
Right.
Like every kicker. Like if you're not kicking a 55-yarder, you don't have a job in the NFL.
Right.
Like after Justin Tucker keeps kicking these 60 field.
Yeah. And then Harrison Butker.
Like it's normal now. Yeah, Harrison Butker. So it's just like it's normal now. So all you need really is to get, like you said, go to the 40-something, 45, 47, kick your field goal with 4 seconds left, and boom, you got a chance.
And I'm gonna be honest with you.
It was a lot of coaching. I'm not gonna lie to you. From the Philly side, it was a lot of coaching.
Bad coaching, yeah, in the last minute.
Yeah.
In the last minute. I was gonna say, so for both teams, because initially I thought the Falcons were gonna be practically 0-3 because they had the Chiefs coming up next. But now that they're 1-1, they kind of low-key saved their season from being completely over. With that win against last night against the Eagles, they kind of saved their season. Not to mention, they have a little bit more confidence now in Kirk Cousins with that game-winning drive to keep him as a starter quarterback. Because I was saying, if they lose to the Eagles last night and then they lose to the Chiefs, they're going to be 0-3. You're going to have no choice, in my opinion, to start Penix and see what he can do and try to possibly save your season. Now, granted, 0-3 in this league, you're not technically out of it. But I'm just saying, if he had lost that game last night, it's a lot harder. And if he had lost that game last night, if he didn't have a game-winning Kirk Cousins drive, as you was mentioning earlier, it was going to look a lot different for that team. And on the flip side, Eagles should feel a little deflated because it's like, we had that game in the bag. If Saquon catches that 3rd and 3 and gets to the first down, they got to run the clock. You got to call timeouts. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. The Falcons was already at timeouts. And it kind of reminds me, if I'm an Eagles fan, it reminds me back to the Seahawks game last year where Drew Lock threw that game-winning touchdown in Seattle where you blew another game.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not over for them, but I'm just saying it feels deflating as an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I think they
watching
will
last
be
night's
fine. Game. And they didn't have AJ Brown, so
right, he was hurt.
I think they will be fine. And if anything, they kind of needed the loss because people were saying, oh, they got lucky. Jordan Love was hurt towards the end. That he possibly could have tried to make a comeback.
Wait, what game? Oh, you're talking about in the Brazil game.
I'm talking about week 1, the Brazil game. Yeah.
Yes.
But listen, for Philly, they got everything. Like, there's no excuse for you to at least win a playoff game because you have literally everything.
Yeah.
Even your running back is elite, which is rare.
Yeah.
It's just the defense to me is just like it's not proven.
Yeah, and
I think the problem here is, and I'm seeing for a lot of teams now going into week 3, it feels like they haven't never played with each other. Like they were talking about.
Sorry, you're talking about all these dominant teams.
No, just in general, just the teams just don't know what they're doing together.
Yeah, because I look at that with the Texans. I see that with the Texans. They don't know what they're doing together. I see that with the Ravens.
A lot of these people,
they don't know what they're doing.
They're not doing preseason, bro. They just skip out preseason, keep working out. Like the best type of action to get accustomed to the plays and all these things is to play. Like you could train all you want, but if you don't play,
Right.
you're not gonna get accustomed to it. Like it's gonna take
Right.
you a while. That's why the Saints. That's why they're saying the Saints have been really good because Derek Carr he actually played preseason.
Preseason. Same thing with Baker and
But
the
yeah,
Buccaneers.
same thing with Baker. Like they taking preseason serious, which you should. I'm not saying play all preseason games, but
Right.
at least play 2 or
Like,
3.
yeah,
You know what I
play
mean? Like
and especially
play the
'cause
first half.
it's no longer you don't get 4 preseason games anymore, and it's about to be 2 preseason games once you add an extra week. It's gonna be less preseason games for you to even prepare.
Yeah, so it's just it sucks,
Yeah.
But in terms of yeah, so like even in terms of like for example, they just announced today they're gonna bench Bryce Young.
Right. Yes.
Same situation here, where it's just like didn't play preseason at all. It's been terrible. Organization has not been doing the most by him. So
Yeah.
it's
So they
these
gotta move
teams.
on.
It's just like it's a great win for Atlanta. Kind of reality check for the Eagles
For the
early.
Eagles. Right.
So I think it just matches out. To be honest with you, I'm not really. It doesn't convince me like, oh my god, like Atlanta, they got
So it
to
doesn't.
win, cool.
Right. So it doesn't convince you to hit the panic button.
Yeah. It's just it was just too close of a game. Like if anything, it hypes up Atlanta a little bit more. Like
Right.
they might squeeze in like a wild card. You know what I mean?
Now, speaking of Bryce Young, real quick, do you have any faith that he'll stick around in the league, or is it a wrap for him? Because I think
yes, I think he will.
I don't know.
You want to why?
He's played really bad. Like statistically, his numbers are terrible.
I know, but I don't think it's him. I think it's the Panthers organization is terrible. 1,
Mm-hmm.
2, he's had like 5 offensive coordinators. The
Okay.
GM that drafted him is no longer there. The coach that was there his first season is no longer there. Like, it's a lot of changes I'm not used to.
Right.
Look at Sam Darnold. Like Sam Darnold is a perfect example of him catching
Lightning in the bottle with the
or
Vikings.
like getting another opportunity where you actually know what's going on. You actually know all your offensive calls. You actually gel with your team a little bit better now.
Right.
Like, but what did he do? He had the first 2-3 seasons in New York. They got rid of him. They said he was washed. He was gone.
Right. He went to Carolina.
He went to Carolina, sucked, and people were like, "Yeah, you definitely suck now." Like, you
Right.
can't
And now
do
he's in
anything with
Minnesota
him.
and working out.
And
yeah.
then last year he was the backup in San Francisco.
Right.
He learned all of that. Like he learned all the way to Purdy.
Kyle Shanahan.
Not from Kyle Shanahan. Got his opportunity in Minnesota, and look at him now. It's just like you gotta go. If you know you're good, and you need a system, go somewhere, be a backup for a year. You're young. Like these kids are young, bro. He's 20, 23, 20. You know what I mean? Like he's young.
Yeah.
So if it works, comes to worst, go be a backup for a really good team. Like learn.
Yeah, I think
get your shot
some of these first round draft picks needs to be a backup first before they even see the field. Like at least for a year.
Yeah, and
That's
a
why
lot of these
Penix is in the
organizations too,
perfect
like-
situation with
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins because he's the
yeah,
backup
facts,
to Kirk
facts.
Cousins. He's gonna be the backup at least for 2 years before
At
he
least for
actually
2
sees the
years
senior.
yeah.
Right.
Or at least a year. At least a year.
At least a year.
Even on the second year, you never know. Kurt might get hurt for
Right.
a few weeks.
Right.
Come in, you know what
I
mean?
do also think though his size being that small is gonna also be a problem.
Nah, I don't think it's his size, bro.
His size is dude. He's like
I think he's just not in a good system. Like he's not in a system that's like, all right, like this.
my
offense
thing.
is
My
for
thing
you.
is though, can he also see over the offensive line to even throw accurately?
Yes.
I don't think he can. I think he's too small. But that's just me. We'll see.
He's the same height as Russell Wilson.
That's the problem. Because the only two
But
small
Russell
quarterbacks I
Wilson
know.
sees.
But that's hold on. We're talking about prime Russell Wilson, not Russell Wilson now. One
No, I'm
and
talking
two.
about prime Russell
Wilson and Drew Brees is the only two small quarterbacks that actually panned it out to do something. And currently, Russell Wilson is about to leave Pittsburgh and go to another team, or he's gonna be out of the league entirely because Justin Fields just took his job. He's gonna start again against the Chargers for Week 3.
Well, he's not fully healed from his injury.
And he's still too small, and he's not accurate now. But like I
is he
said
not
earlier, we'll
is he not a
see.
Super Bowl winner? He did not win a Super Bowl.
That was because of his defense, not because of him.
All right, it don't matter, but he won it, bro. He won one. That's it.
We'll see.
And he was
We'll
Sierra.
see.
He
We'll
won,
see.
bro. He won.
We'll see.
So I'm not giving up on Young. He's too, quote unquote, young. It's just like you're in a bad system. Carolina sucks. Carolina, fire everybody. Bring somebody in for a year. Bring somebody that Bryce wants, or bring somebody you think Bryce will gel with, like an offensive mind, like one of these young coaches in like a college program that nobody really knows of, or is like on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Figure it out. Like, we didn't think Houston was gonna have a quick turnaround after they traded Deshaun, and look at them now. Like, they got a coach that believed in CJ, got
CJ's
the
not small,
offense
though,
right.
but yeah, it's true.
CJ not small, but you keep saying this small thing. But I'm saying just have
saying.
a system in play. If he cannot deliver in this system,
Right.
and another quarterback can, then that's a different story. But at least have a system. You cannot justify using the number one pick on our potential and not having a system for him to thrive in. Then you didn't do your job.
Okay.
Because if they would have drafted CJ, you think CJ would have figured it out in Carolina?
CJ's
No,
not.
He would have sucked too.
CJ's not 5'5".
He would
but
have
that's
sucked
just,
too.
But that's what
He
I'm
would have
just
sucked.
saying.
He would have sucked. I'm telling you
see.
right now, he
All
would
right.
have sucked too.
You ready for the week 3 picks?
Yep, I am ready when you are, bro.
All right. First game we have, week 3, is the Thursday night football game, Patriots at Jets. I'm gonna take.
This is hard.
I'm gonna take the gamble and take the Patriots.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Jets just because it's their first home game. Everybody gonna be rocking in that stadium.
Yeah.
They just
you
came
might,
off a win.
You might get that one. You might get that one.
They might came off a win. And I'm only going because Dad told us already he's going with the Jets.
Right. Second game, Giants versus Cleveland. I'm taking the Browns.
I'm taking the Browns. There's no explanation there.
Jets versus Pittsburgh. I'm taking.
I've never seen a team lose by just field goals.
Yeah. Jets versus Pittsburgh. Jets versus Steelers. I'm taking.
Wait, what?
Jets versus.
Wait, what'd you say?
Chargers versus Steelers. I'm sorry. Chargers versus Steelers. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. Damn, I don't know because Steelers. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Bears versus Colts. I'm taking the Bears.
Did the Bears didn't win against Houston, right?
No, they're 1-1.
Okay. I'm gonna take. This is tough. What's the Colts record? They're 1-2.
1-1. 0-2.
Alright, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a gamble here. I'm gonna go Indiana because they need a win,
Okay.
and I feel like they can take this Bears win. Even though I did see a lot of good strides from Caleb that I liked yesterday, but I don't know about their defense.
Gotcha. Texans versus Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings.
I'm going to take the Texans. Justin Jefferson is not 100%, and I'm still not a believer in the Vikings yet.
Okay.
Even though they're 2-0.
Wait, so you're going to take the Texans? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I think
Mainly
Justin
because-
Jefferson will play.
No, he will play, but I don't know how effective he will be.
Right.
And on top of that, I'm just not a believer yet in the Vikings, even though they did beat the 49ers, which was a big win.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they get their first loss here.
Eagles versus Saints. I'm going to take the Saints.
This is tough. But are they in Philly?
No, they're in New Orleans.
I'm gonna take New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm gonna take New Orleans with you.
Yeah. Broncos versus Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Bucks.
I'm taking the Bucks. I like the Bucks.
Packers versus Titans. I'm going to take the Packers.
Wait, Packers. Oh yeah, Packers are in Titans. I'm taking the Packers. Even though Titans can win this,
They're 0-2.
but
They haven't won a game.
yeah, but they're on two. But
Panthers versus Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders.
Raiders.
Dolphins versus Seahawks. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Actually, no, I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I know they don't have Tua, but I feel like they'll figure it out, and then they can beat the Seahawks even without Tua.
America's game of the week: Ravens versus Cowboys.
Miami should just run it. They should just run it, do a lot of RPOs, and just figure it out.
Gotcha.
But anyways, yeah.
Ravens versus Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Ravens.
It's in Dallas. It's not in Baltimore.
So?
All right.
So they dropped 40 on them. What are you talking about? Saints
Now,
dropped 40 on
first of all,
them.
that was the Saints. That wasn't the Ravens.
Yeah, but still, it was at their crib.
Lions versus Cardinals. I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions. They need to win after last week.
49ers versus Rams. I'm taking the 49ers.
Yes, me too. They need to win.
Chiefs versus...
And the Rams offense sucks. I don't know what's going on.
Well, they have injuries because Cooper Kupp is injured and the rookie wideout is injured as well. Chiefs
What about
versus
Puka?
Falcons. Huh?
Puka.
He's injured too. That's what I was talking about.
Oh.
Chiefs versus Falcons. I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
And then Jaguars versus Bills.
Bills.
And Commanders versus Bengals.
Bengals.
All right. Mama good? All right,
Yeah.
cool. Those are our week 3 picks. And
Yes.
yeah.
Let's get it. We're close. It's a tied race right now, according to.
All right, Freddie, give me some MLB news, man.
All right, so we have a bunch of MLB debuts going on this week. There was Ronald Acuña's brother.
Yes.
His name is Luis Angel Acuña.
Okay.
He signed with Houston when he was a kid. And the Mets, when the Mets traded Justin Verlander to Houston last year,
Got it.
after it didn't pan out, they got him. It was
Okay.
a straight up trade. And people were like, who is this kid? Like, why would they, like, not why would they trade him, but it was like, it's basically just a $30 million or $40 million trade you're basically doing, because that's how much they're paying Justin Verlander. So he is a shortstop. He is top 10 prospect in all MLB. I think he's like top 5 or, he's
Did he
top
play,
there.
did he play last night, or is he going to play the next
organization.
upcoming game?
He's already played 2 or 3 games already.
Okay.
Prior to this recording. His first game, it was crazy. Because his first game, so he's playing shortstop because Francisco Lindor is out with a back soreness injury.
Got
So
it.
they called him up, they gave him the shot. And his first hit was exactly like his brother. Line drive down the middle, in between
Nice.
second and shortstop, like right down the middle. Like they played the play-by-play of his brother's first hit and his first hit. It was exactly the same. Like it was
Nice.
it was funny. But this is a great young kid. I think he's like 20 years old or 21, something like that. So he's the future, man. It's either I think what's going to happen most likely is they're probably going to make him next year. They're probably going to make him play second base.
Got it.
So Lindor can play short. And then they'll have that kind of tandem.
Right.
But he's good. Like he has some pop in him. He's fast as hell.
Nice.
He's just a good all-around player, according to what I've seen so far. It's
All right,
from the
well, let's
Dominican
clap it up for
Republic.
him, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
clap it up for him. Clap it up to everyone is making. They're just giving a bunch of just because this is the last few weeks of the season. They extend the roster list.
Got
So they
it.
extend the roster list and they call up a lot of teams call up a bunch of rookies just to give them a shot for like the last 2 weeks.
Right.
That way they preserve like the ones that are going to the playoffs. So like they'll play these rookies like for these games, mix it in, give like more rest to like a lot of starters.
Right.
Just so they kind of get the kind of like experience. So like, oh, like I'm on the show, like I'm a big leaguer now for like 2 weeks, and then going into that next year, they kind of like thrive to like stay up there, and it's kind of like a preview.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. So shout out to my guy Gustavo Campero. He also made his MLB debut. He plays the outfield for the Angels.
Nice.
He's a Colombian player. So he also made his debut yesterday.
Nice.
Shout out to
Okay.
him.
Congrats.
There's also another kid from Seattle that I know is Colombian as well. He's making his debut this week.
Okay.
So
But
it's
it's
not
Seattle,
a debut.
Mariners?
Seattle Mariners.
Okay.
Seattle Mariners.
Nice.
So it's just a lot of people just getting the opportunity, seeing what they can do, and all these kids, man, they're all between 20 and 25. Like,
Yeah, those are
you know what I
those
mean?
are the
So,
prospect ages. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the prospect ages. So yeah, that's the MLB news.
All right, man. Congrats to all those prospects and MLB futures, man.
Yeah, man.
Future's bright.
We're locking in after next week. I think next week is the last week of the season.
Isn't it 2 more weeks left? Am I bugging?
No, you're right. 2 more weeks
Yeah,
left.
2 more
And
weeks
then
left. Because
They get
the
a few
Mets,
days off.
the
they
Mets
get
have a
few
1
days
game
off.
lead over the Braves right now.
Yeah,
They won last night and the
Which is
Braves
great.
lost. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
All right, on to culture. Like to send our condolences and prayers to the Jackson family because Tito Jackson passed away at the age of 70. He was a part of the Jackson 5 and,
Jackson 5.
legendary Jackson member. Condolences, prayers, and we wish him the best.
What role did
Yesterday,
he play?
sorry, say that again.
What role did he play in the Jackson 5? He was just singing?
One of the guitarists or
Like the-
instruments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was one of the legendary, members.
Is 70 considered old? Because to me,
Yes.
that's not. Okay.
70 is.
That's not that. Because to me, the new
Why,
old is 74.
why is everybody adjusting ages now, like on some 50s not old, 60
No,
to
they
70s
do.
not old?
Every century, they adjust what old is considered.
So what's the century now? What's the age of?
74. If you're
All right,
above
well,
74,
he
you're
was
considered
around
old.
he was. That's around the corner. 74 is around the corner. Compared to
You know how much
It's right
time
there.
4 years is?
You said okay, but you just said 74 is the new age of oldness. So I'm saying he's 70 and he passed away at 70. It's around the corner. It's right there. It's not like if you had said 84. I
No,
would've
but I'm
been like,
saying
oh,
4 years is a long time to live still.
it's whatever. In 4 years I'll be
saying.
29. In 4 years I'll be 29. I'll be here like that. But anyway, it's whatever. But yeah, send our condolences to prayers. Great member, legendary. In other news, yesterday, Diddy got taken away from the feds
Oh,
in New
oh,
York.
did he?
So I don't know what the process is of that. I have no idea if he's gonna get any jail time or any prison time. But
They
with the
probably
feds-
brought him in
I'm
for
assuming with the
questioning.
feds it's more serious, correct?
Yes. This is a
Okay,
like
so now
in
the
relation
yeah,
to the
so-
sex trafficking.
Yes. Okay.
Like that's
gotcha.
why they brought him in. So I'm assuming they're questioning the hell out of him right now,
Right.
and they'll go from there.
And then go from
But he's
there.
clearly connected in some way, shape, or form. especially
Right?
if
To the cases, yeah. I wonder if they're gonna bring up the whole Tupac situation, but we'll see.
Probably not.
Allegedly.
Probably not. Because that's another thing, too. If they bring you in, they can only question you for what they're bringing you in for. They can't question you for
Okay, they
anything
can't
else.
question you for other stuff. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's linked.
And linked,
Because
got
sometimes
it.
they'll do, and they'll use that, like, they'll kind of like try to connect the dots and then bring something up in your past to connect the dots. And then you kind of get scared, and then, not scared, but like you get kind of pressured, and then you kind of open up and say the wrong thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their little tactic. This is me watching all these criminal.
Got it.
This is
No,
how I know.
appreciate
This is
it.
how I
Nah,
know. This is how I know. Yeah,
That's what's
this is how
up.
I
That's
know.
what's up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but it's no Diddy out here. So,
Yeah, no Diddy.
I'm Diddy.
And in
I don't
sad
know.
news,
This is interesting. I don't know what to think about it. Like, I need more information. To
well, I
make
mean,
a
I'm hoping
conclusion.
I'm hoping he goes away for a long time because he committed. I mean, allegedly committed those crimes. I know his history past. I'm not naive. We all know his history past, so we know he did some criminal stuff. So it's not.
Yeah.
To me, it's not alleged. I'm pretty sure he's guilty of most of that stuff. So if he walks away scot free, then he has a big poker card in his back pocket that he just whipped out and used. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
he's
for me,
practically-
I just need information
Got it.
to make a conclusion. Like I can make that conclusion if the information that I receive supports what
factual.
you're just saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
factual. That's it.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
In sad news, they are recalling ramen noodles. I'm talking about like the legendary
What?
ramen noodles.
Oh,
They're saying that
damn.
the bacteria from the ramen noodle packs are very toxic, and it's already killed like 3 civilians from eating ramen noodles. So now they're recalling all the ramen noodle packs.
That's crazy. Wait, hold on. Is it just the pack or is it also the cup? Or my? Because they got the cup. And I'm
not
only
sure.
asking
I'm
for my niece.
assuming it's just. I'm assuming it's the pack. I don't know if it's also the cup, but as far as I know, it's just the pack.
I don't eat this. My niece loves this thing. She loves cup noodle.
I do too.
Like,
'Cause
she'll
I
cry.
I eat them too.
She cries if she don't get that.
Wait, why don't you eat ramen noodles?
I was never a big fan.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
eat ramen at a spot, like a
Like
restaurant.
at a Japanese spot?
Yeah, at a Japanese spot. I'll go get some ramen. Like, I love ramen.
But you're talking about like
But
I'm talking about like the packs. You won't touch those.
Yeah, I'm not touching the pack. I love the actual ramen, like, because you
Got it.
comes
Okay.
with
Got it.
chicken, either pork or veggie.
Got it. So Freddie don't know about the ramen packs that I grew up on.
I'm a little too bougie for the pack.
Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. That's understandable. But for me, that hurt me. It hurts. Can't eat that stuff, though, boy. Mom, how many packs do we have in the house? Oh. But
I gotta tell my
get
dad.
that situated.
I gotta tell my mom
I don't eat
about
them.
it now.
I don't eat them. Disclaimer: I don't eat them as much as I used to, because I used to eat them like every day when I came home from school. I don't eat them as much as that anymore. But from time to time, I'll dabble and eat some. But get that situated, because that's just a legendary landmark and memory in my bank that I need to have in my life. So yeah, lucky Freddy doesn't eat ramen noodles like that. And lastly, Batman will be the first superhero to get an LA Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. So clap that up, brother. Batman.
That's fire. My favorite, I have like, depending on where you're from, like my favorite DC is Flash, but a close second is Batman.
Well, Batman. Okay, so here's the thing. This might be a little controversial because a lot of people are gonna argue it should have been Spider-Man or Superman. But here's the thing.
But Spider-Man is a New York thing.
No, that's a superhero conglomerate thing. It's not just a New York
No, but
thing.
I'm saying it's Spider-Man claims New York City. He don't be claiming LA.
So Gotham City is also New York City. What does that have to do? Which city?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
what are you
You're
talking
right.
about?
Never mind. I forgot. I forgot.
Now, what I was gonna say was it's gonna be controversial because everybody's gonna say Superman. Now, here's the thing: The next two superheroes after Batman, I guarantee you, are going to be Spider-Man and Superman because there's only 3 superheroes in comic book history that make that much money. It's Batman.
And I'm not lying to you. I'm surprised it was Superman. No, I'm
Right.
not hating. I'm glad it's Batman because I like Batman better. But in terms of just overall,
Right.
probably
It's
was Superman.
because
But I think it's more of the look. Batman is a superhero with no. He's the only superhero that I know that has no superpowers, but
True.
he's just a great superhero. He just has a bunch of
But
tech.
here's the thing: Batman is a billionaire. He's not relatable to anybody else. That's why I thought it was gonna be Spider-Man because Spider-Man is the most relatable to us as a human. Because anybody can be Spider-Man based off of his origin story. I'm basing it off of his origin.
That's
story.
a good point, though. That's a really good point. I didn't
Right.
think about that.
Which is why I was thinking it was gonna be Spider-Man. But I'm happy that it's Batman. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
But
'Cause
the
I
next
like-
two, if they're gonna commit to it, because they said that he'll get his star, I believe September 26th, which
Oh,
is
so
just in a
this
couple
soon.
weeks. If he's gonna officially get his, the next two have to be Spider-Man and Superman, because those are the top 3 most money maker superheroes: Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man's first, then Batman, then Superman.
Yeah.
In terms of like who the kids.
But this is my question:
most
Who is
money.
going to be at the start? Is it Ben Affleck? Like, is it all the people who've played Batman in the past?
Well,
Or
it
is
would be
like-
Mark Calloway, but he not Mark Calloway. Mark, am I missing? The legendary.
I don't remember all of them, but I'm saying, is it all? To me, it should be all of them.
Yeah,
Whoever
but well,
played Batman in the past, it should be all.
the Batman character who played Batman the most just passed away last year.
All right.
So
Or like
that's,
like a representative.
yeah.
or-
So I'm assuming it would be like either a representative or some of the actors who play Batman, like who was the other
didn't
one?
Ben Affleck play Batman?
Ben
Or am I-
Affleck and the other one, Keenan. Michael. Is it Michael Keenan? I'm Michael Keenan. Dang. Christian Bale. I'm missing the legendary, the one that my dad grew up watching. He was Vulture in Spider-Man. Damn it.
No, I'm bad with actors. I just know their faces, unless I like them.
Guys, I apologize. This would be my ultimate go-to, and I can't think of any names. I know the one that we all know and love passed away last year, so he's not gonna be there. There'll either be a representative to put in the star and represent as Batman.
Yeah.
Mike, you still looking for the picture?
I'm trying to find the name for you. Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah, Michael Keenan. That's the one I'm talking about. That's the one that Dad grew up watching. Yeah, yeah. Michael Keenan. He might show up and represent the star. And yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, guys, that is a wrap for the Sable is Able podcast.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification when we upload videos. We love you guys.
Be great, people.
Be
Be
great.
great every day.
Go for the Chiefs. We need this win. I want us to go undefeated.
Start working out.
Yeah. Start working out, drink more water,
Start
and get
working out,
at least 8 hours of
hydrate.
sleep.
Yeah. Be healthy. This is the year of health. Finish the year strong. We got, people, I've been telling people this. You know how people work out for like a summer body?
Yeah.
I want to look good in Christmas, like towards the end of New Year.
Right.
So that's just me. That's my quote of the day.
All right.
Work
people.
out for Christmas.
Please
Love y'all.
throw your hands
Peace
in the air
out.
for the greatest
Love.
podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is able with your host Eli and Fredy. So put your hands.